of the movement and the hands-on. We're going to start with the 3-4. So if this would be the standing movements, any of these, and if we start here, the trochanter, this would be module 1. This would be our seminar, core seminar. Trochanter of the femur. Take the trochanter, rotate back and make the next connection. We are generating a force through that hip joint right now. This is the lever, this is the power. As we generate that, opens up, ASIS should be moving. So there's a point of reference with its tissue. Take hand inside, squeeze tissue if necessary to release it to allow the opening. Come a little forward and return. So then, as you do this, simply ask the client every once in a while, do you feel a connection? Where do you feel these two hands are doing a movement that you can perceive? If they say no, clarify it more. Come in closer, slow it down until they get the feeling. Second point along the way, and that depends on the client and accessibility. If you can get inside a little more here, you might be able to approach the front part of the spine, which is going to bring you into contact with communication with the sacroiliac joint and the lumbar, mostly the sacroiliac. But you could slide your finger in. Most people, you won't be able to do this, but if you can suggest that so that there is a connection, it may not be felt there, but it may be felt if you put your hand around the other side. So if you take your hand now, rotate, and they get this feeling, now you're connecting. So the hands-on has added value when the person has the perception. Trochanter ASIS Sacroiliac lumbosacral transmits force into T12. T12 moves, ribs open a little. Now we have the opening and the pattern. And now we could do trochanter or go directly to ASIS if this is already working fine. And we could open rib gate gently. We don't taking the ribs lightly and saying open. And then coming together. All of this is defining path 3. So that would be the main seminar, is to work all of this until all of this is moving. Then as we go into path 4, which is the corollary, the trochanter turns, the ASIS takes this direction, taking the spine with it in this alignment and connecting. Seminar 2, we connect all of this into the thoracic so that starting with path 4, we would have this, path 3 here. So these would now be the ribs moving with the thoracics, which are levers, continuing the lever of this trochanter. These must go in sync. Path 3, path 4, all the way up through each of the vertebrae. If they need to be freed, we've got to use your various techniques, which include mobilization, tissue, pressure, whatever, squeezing, postural release, whatever gets them moving, that's the point. So that there's a connection going on, and I'm going to continuously ask the client, do you feel a connection in these movements? Do you feel connected here? Do you feel connected here? I'm going to bring it down so until they say yes. Oh, here's a nice move, I got it. And then I go all the way up until I hit the C7. Very important, that's a big joint. And get that involved. That's going to be the gateway to head, neck, and shoulder girdle. And then we can make it become one movement. Notice the danger along the way is when this moves and this goes like that. That's the bad move. This is now doing the work. We don't want that. We want this movement in a line. We don't want this phenomenon. There it is. See, a lot of people do that. So that is the spine seminar number 2, going all the way up. Of course, if we continue it through the C7, then we now have to connect, let this work together with all the cervicals, which can move into 1 and 2, into 3 and 4, and into 5 and 6 from the C7. But all of these vertebrae have got to behave consistent with those, so that any movement of the head and neck, or the neck in this case, and then the rotation of the head around the atlanto-occipital joint will be consistent. So there are no stresses along the way, and all the forces are continuously maintaining the head up. So if the head turns, the body turns with it. Head turns, the spine turns with it. The side bend, everything is going together all the way down to the trochanter. And so now we've got the whole head-neck connection, and the next piece will be to connect into the shoulder girdle. And we'll stop there.